Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be diving into some more Sinnoh Cup battles, and the last video I have already mentioned the team that was Gastrodon, Cresselia along with Drapion. That was a kind of a lineup that I used to counter the frequent Pokemons or matchups that I had been going through. But this team that I'm featuring today is going to be a super meta line that worked out extremely well for me. The team that I'm using over here is Drifblim lead with Drapion safe swap and Empoleon as a closure or a counter. So this team this team has a lead of Drifblim over here, which was rated 100 when the Sinnoh Cup started. But later on, the normal variant of Magnezone is rated as 100 in the lead, but Drifblim works out pretty well for me. So Drifblim being Ghost and flying, it is actually weak to Ghost, Dark, Ice and Electric. So that's the reason I'm using Drapion as a safe swap, because it has access to A.Tail and Crunch for neutral damage to all the weakness to Drifblim, and also having Crunch for super active damage to the Ghost typings. So that's the gameplay over here. In case of hard lead loss, I'll be safe swapping into my Drapion, and the Empoleon over here works out as my closure or counter. So this team acts as a pretty ABB line, luring out the fighter or a counter user and a ground user in the back of the opponent's team with the Drapion in order to sweep in game for the Empoleon. And Drifblim hard resist fighting and ground, so with the Ghost flying typing, so it worked out pretty well for me. So for this team rating over here, it is actually B, C, C and B, with a threat score of 652, which is not very great but average, but it is working out very well for me. So these sets that I used this team for went to a great run for me. So I went up being 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, 5-0, 5-0 and 3-2 again. So this team have got a very good potential in this meta, and I do recommend to you guys to use this team while climbing up ranks as well. And for this video, this is going to be a long video because I'll be showcasing two sets of battles. My first two sets, that is being 4-1, 4-1, and unfortunately I could not set up the battles for the 5-0, 5-0 set, but that's not a problem. And if you guys are liking the content on the channel, do subscribe to it, share your thoughts, comments and with your friends, as well as a recommendation that will be helping out the channel in future also. So without further more delay, let's get into the battles. So now for the first battle, I've again got a lead loss over here with Froslass. So I'll be immediately safe swapping into my Drapion over here, and now I am again hard countered in the back also. But as I've already mentioned, Drapion is a monster in safe swap with A.Tail and Poison Sting, which charges up very quickly. And I could land the first A.Tail, and this is going to a Mud Bomb, which will be doing enough damage to knock me out from that range. So that's why I have to invest my first shield too. So after charging up a bit of energy, I'll be going for my back-to-back A.Tails, pressurizing shield or maybe switch advantage also. Now from this range, I'll be not shielding because now I can easily come back with my Drifblim over here to farm down the Toxic Rope, but my opponent gave up switch over here, and like switch locks their Froslass against my Empoleon over here. So this is going to be a Shadow Ball, which I perfectly shield this time, and now I'll be going for my Hydro Cannon over here, which deals quite a bit of neutral damage, and obvious after a bit of GBL lag, I could again throw my waterfalls, and the fossil reaches one more Shadow Ball again, but I could resist that Shadow Ball and hold on to some energy. And this is going to be the Toxic Rock that is coming back, and I instantaneously throw my Drillpeck to knock out the Toxic Rock. And I believe this is going to be a Drifblim again, which in this case is also a Drifblim, and so that's the reason I'll be uh, hoping to get to Shadow Ball, which I do in time and knock out the Drifblim from that range, and I do get the win for the first battle also. So that's a great game to my opponent. GG's. Moving into the next battle, again, this is a kind of a neutral matchup because I'll be dealing super active damage with Icy Wind, but as you guys know that Charm is a very oppressive move because it deals super damage to super neutral damage to this Drifblim also, and my opponent gets to one more the first attack. This is going to be Ancient Power, which I'll shield and go for my Icy Wind this time. I'll no bubble it because anyway from this range I'll be either getting the shield or getting the knockout. So this time my opponent lets it go and goes and comes back with a counter user, which is in this case is Lucario. So after getting to one more Icy Wind, I could debuff my opponent and get the first shield from my opponent as well, which is very fine for me. My opponent was trying to farm me down, but I did a CMP tie over here, I believe, and this is going to be a Shadow Ball, which is very much great. Now this Lucario is actually energy dry, and this is going to be a power up punch, which I'll not shield, and I can easily hold on to multiple power up punch this time. So my gameplay over here, or my win condition over here, is to get the shield from my opponent, which I do in this case with the Aqua Tails, and get to one more Aqua Tail to knock out the Lucario from that range. And let's see what my opponent have got into their back. This is going to be a Gastrodon, which is a hard counter, but I do hold on to one more shield, and this is going to be a neutral move of Crunch, which will deal 40% of the damage to the Gastrodon. And now I'll be coming back with my Empoleon, shielding up this Body Slam and get to a Hydro Cannon to get the knockout to this Gastrodon, and eventually get the win for the second battle also. So that's a very good win from my end. So GG's. So now hopping into the third battle of the first set, I've got a lead of Gastrodon, which is very much great because Gastrodon is just hard-walled by my Drifblim, and they safe swapped into their Lucario in this case. So this is going to be a power up punch, which I'll not shield, and try to pressurize the shield from my opponent. So this is again going to be one more power up punch. It is boosted, but it is not enough to knock me out because it does neutral damage to this Drapion, because Drapion is part poison and dark. So after getting the first shield with the Aqua Tail, I could reach to one more Aqua Tail, and it is fine. So now from this range, I'm happy to give up switch advantage because I am a shield advantage in this case. So this is going to be one more Icy Wind, to which I do get the shield. So this is going to be a great call because I believe this is a Shadow Ball, which I'll shield, and I believe the my opponent is actually weak to Drifblim in the back, but it is not the case. So they have got Drapion onto their back line, which is fine for me. So I'll let the first Crunch go through because I'll be hoping to get the debuff the first time and shielding the next time. So I could reach to one more Hydro Cannon, which does almost knock out the Drapion from that range. So this is going to be one more Crunch. Now I'll not be shielding also because my win con over here is actually Drifblim, because they have got a Gastrodon onto their back, which my Drifblim super resists, and they comes back with a Lucario. Now from this range, I'll be farming down the Lucario with a bit of extra energy, and they have got only their Gastrodon, which is just have no play with my Drifblim, and they top lives the game. So that's the GG's for the third battle also. Moving into the fourth battle, let's see what we have got in the lead. So now this time I've got a lead loss again. So since it's a Froslass, I'll be again safe swapping into my Drapion over here, and I believe what I'm facing is GBL lag, and after a bit of lag I could throw the Crunch, to which I don't get the shield. So this is quite not great for me, and I let the avalanche go through. So this is too bad for me, because now the Empoleon can easily like farm me down with Waterfall, and I'll be coming back with my Drifblim, I believe. But Drifblim have not got a very good play with Empoleon also, because this Waterfall and Hydro Cannon will add up over here. Now I'll be charging up to a Shadow Ball, and I'll be going for the Shadow Ball because I think my opponent will no shield over here, which in this case is the scenario. So they comes back with a Drapion over here. So with this team, I believe my Drifblim did not have any play, because all the Pokemons like actually releases Drifblim over here, which is fine. So I am shield down, like I have shield. I don't have shield advantage in this case, and my opponent have 2 shields into their name. So it is going to be a very close matchup, because I think my opponent is charging up to 2 crunches, which will not be enough to take me out from that range, because Empoleon is quite bulky in this meta. So this is going to be one more crunch, and I hope to get to 1. So that's perfect. So this is going to be Aqua Tail, which do knock me out because it's a Shadow Drapion, and I was just 1 hex away to get to the Icy Wind, but my opponent gets to the crunch in time, and I do eventually lose the game for the 4th battle, which is fine for me. So moving into the next battle, there's the first last battle of this set. I am again hard countered in the front, hard countered in the back, with Abomasnow and Gastrodon. So the greatness or the monstrous nature of Drapion as a safe swap will be featured in this battle. So I get to 1 crunch, and I actually don't get the debuff over here. Now I'll be going for 1 more crunch over here, and I hope to get the debuff, which in case I get the debuff too, which is fine. So since I was getting very low, I could not reach to 1 more Aqua Tail, and I throw the I could not get to crunch, and I throw the Aqua Tail, to which I get this final shield, which is fine. So my opponent doesn't want to give me switch advantage, but they actually let their both shield go down. So this is going to be again a resisted move, which I'll not shield. This is going to be a body slam. So my win con over here is saving up shield and loading a huge lot of energy with my Drifblim over here, because they have got hard response to my Drifblim, which in this case is the Abomasnow. So they comes back with a Bastiodon over here. So I'll be safe, like again countering the Bastiodon with my Empoleon, and they have got Abomasnow into their back, which was there in the lead also. So this is going to be a Weatherbot shield bait, which I do not call this time, and this ends up like I investing me the final shield, and this is going to be energy ball. So this is almost like scripted for me. So I end up shielding the resisted move and not shielding the super effective move. So 9 out of 10 times, which is fine. So now since I banked so much energy onto my Drifblim, I could reach to 1 Shadow Ball, and eventually the 2nd Shadow Ball to get the knockout from the Bastiodon and get the win for the last battle of the first set. So that's a huge hard lead loss, but I could manage to win the game with that also. So that's a GG to my opponent. Moving into the first battle of the 2nd set, I have again got a like lead loss over here, because we both are doing super equipped damage to each other, and I call the bait over here. So this is going to be an Icy Wind, which I call over here in this case, and I myself I'll be going for the bait with Icy Wind, and I do get to 1 shield over here. So now I'll be investing my first shield, because I could reach to 1 more Shadow Ball, which in this case I do. And from this range, either I'll be getting the shield advantage or the switch advantage. So I get the shield advantage over here. Now I can easily come back with my Drapion, load on to some bit more energy, and go for the crunch. But my opponent will throw the Icy Wind to debuff my attack, which in this case is fine. So I'll be going for my first crunch, which will knock out the Drifblim surely, and they comes back with the Bastiodon, which is a kind of not a great thing in this case. So with the Bastiodon, they have got a Munchlax over here, which is also kind of a hard thing to deal with because it have got access to Bulldoze, so I have to watch out for that. So I have to call the attacks over here, and I call the attack, and it's going to be a body slam. So I've already mentioned I am not very great in calling the attack, so that's the reason I end up shielding the body slam. But nevertheless, body slam is also resisted by my steel typing onto the Empoleon, and I could get to 2 hydro cannons over here, and I believe 2 hydro cannons will be enough to get the knockout for the Bastiodon. And my Drapion in the back is actually having a bit of energy to throw one move and get the win with the hydro cannon. That's basically a great game. So moving on to the second battle of the second set, I've got a good lead over here with Cresselia. So they safe swapped into their War Madam over here, and since my Empoleon doesn't have a good play against the Cresselia because it have got access to Grass Knot, I'll be countering the War Madam, Trash War Madam with my Cresselia. So War Madam has got access to Iron Head, Bug Buzz, and Poison Fang, I believe. I'm not sure. So I could resist the Bug type move and get the heart from with my Empoleon, which is fine. I believe they'll be coming back with their Cresselia, but this time they comes back with their Toxicroak over here, which is fine. Fine for me. So since Drifblim hard resist again the Toxicroak, so I'll be coming back with my Drifblim because my Drapion have also a good matchup with the Cresselia, so I'm fine with it. So getting to the first Icy Wind and getting the debuff and getting the final shield from my opponent, so that's the best case scenario which I can have. And they went for the Sludge Bomb this time, so which is basically resisted because of the Ghost typing onto the Drifblim. So again the opponent goes for one more Mud Bomb this time, which is actually resisted by my Flying typing. So that's the reason Drifblim hard resist everything from the Toxicroak. And since they swap it back, I could throw one more Shadow Ball and swap out into my Drapion. And this is going to be a Moonblast, which is neutral to this Drapion. I could hold on to one Moonblast, and I have got 2 shields onto my name, which is fine for me. So now I'll be throwing my first crunch over here, and I have got a Aqua Tail loaded with my Drapion that can easily knock the Toxicroak out from that. Not knock the Toxicroak from that range, but I could eventually get to one more Aqua Tail, and this will be surely be enough to get the win for the second battle, for the second set also. So that's a GG's to my opponent. Moving into the third battle of the second set, I've again got a lead loss over here with Drifblim, and I safe swap into my Drapion, and I am hard countered with the Gastrodon. But since Drapion is so spammy with this Crunch and Aqua Tail, I could land the first Crunch, and this is going to be a Body Slam which does neutral damage, but I'll invest my first shield into it. So after getting a bit of extra energy, I am able to throw the next Crunch and eventually get to one more Crunch to get the Gastrodon a bit low. And now from this range, I'll be coming back with my Drifblim to farm this Gastrodon down. But before that, this is going to be a resisted move which I can easily tank, and my opponent this time gave up switch, and they comes back with the Drifblim. So I call the move over here, and this is going to be a Shadow Ball, of course, since I called it, and it deals almost 70% of my Empoleon's health, but I could reach to one more Hydro Cannon this time, and that was, I believe, a CMP tie, and this is going to be a Icy Wind which will knock me out from this range. Since I'm loaded right now with my Drifblim, I could get to one more Icy Wind to get the knockout for this Drifblim, and let's see what they've got onto their back. So they have got Miss Magias over here, I believe, also a Shadow variant, and they tries to sack swap their Gastrodon, which I was actually anticipating and holding on to my charge attacks, and I could farm the Gastrodon down and eventually throw the Shadow Ball to that Mismagius to win the game for the third battle also. Now moving into the next battle, I've got a hard lead loss of Bastiodon, and I misclicked over here. Rather going into my Drapion as a safe swap, I clicked on my Empoleon over here. So that's a kind of concentration loss. So I misclicked again, and I'm hard countered in the back. So this game is pretty tough over here, because now I have to come back with my Drifblim, and the win condition for me was to hard farm the Gastrodon, but I end up throwing the Icy Wind, which might cost me the game this time. Since I'm upper shield, I believe my opponent will be coming back with the Bastiodon, which in this case is the Bastiodon, and I don't have a counter to my Bastiodon rather than the Aqua Tail, which does not hit very hard to this Bastiodon because it's just so much tanky. So this is going to be an Avalanche, which I'll shield because I am having 2 shields to my name. So after shielding the Avalanche, I'll be going for my first Crunch, and my opponent lets it go. So I do have some light in this game after the opponent lets the Crunch go through over here, and this is going to be an Aqua Tail, which will be enough to get the knockout for this Froslass. And now they have their own Bastiodon over here, so which is not very great, because I'll be shielding the Stones this time and going for the Aqua Tail, but my opponent just realizes the fate. But this was going to be a close call, but my opponent just top lives the game, which I am fine with, and that's a win for the fourth battle also. Now moving into the final battle of the set and the video, I've got again a lead loss over here with Froslass. And for this battle, I tried to play this game a bit different way, which might end up costing me the match, because I went for the bait move of Icy Wind and I don't get the shield, and I end up shielding the Crunch from the opponent's Froslass also, which is not a great thing. So this is going to be a Hydro Cannon, which I'll invest my final shield to it, and I went for the bait move of Aqua Tail, which in this case my opponent lets it go, and it is very rough for me right now because my opponent is having 2 shields to deal with. But nevertheless, this battle is not over yet, because I end up landing the Crunch this time to the Empoleon, and I believe this is going to be one more Crunch, to which I get the first shield. So now I'll be coming back with my Drifblim, which have got no shield to it, and I have to tank one Hydro Cannon over here, but it will deal a hell lot of neutral damage, and we simultaneously swap into our Empoleon and their Froslass. So this is going to be a neutral Shadow Ball. I beg your pardon, this is going to be a Crunch. This Froslass is rocking, and I do get the defense debuff from my end. And since they comes back with a Drifblim, I was counting the moves that time, and I throw the first Hydro Cannon and went for the second Hydro Cannon, which I believe will give me the final shield from my opponent. But my Empoleon and my Drifblim in the back is not enough, have not enough health to hold on to the attacks, and they went for the Shadow Ball, which was overkill, and they have got a bit of energy with their Empoleon, which will definitely knock me out from that range, and that is going to be a good game from my opponent. So GG's to it. So that's all for this video. So if you guys are using this team comp over here, which I do recommend for you guys to climb, do let me know down in the comments how it is working out for you, and see you again in the next one. Thanks.